Alright, so this has nothing to do with the video, but because this is the first video I've made in over a month, it is January 3rd, and I was organizing my video files archive, and pretty much all of my recent videos were in, November. And these say December, but that's not when they were made. And I had to make an entire December folder for the Storm King fight, because I made this video, when we killed the Storm King and saved the world. And I only wanted to save this because I get to do this like once a year, but it is the most satisfying thing because the way I organize my files is I have all of them inside of a month folder, and then it has all the videos that I made that month. And then at the end of the year, put them into their corresponding year folder. And that's it. That's it, guys. I get to do that once a year. All right. Back to the video. So today we're going to just jump right into it. I'm going to talk about survivor squads. I've been meaning to make Save the World videos for kind of a while now, and I don't know, I think I'm ready to, because I originally made my channel off of Minecraft videos. I just started uploading stuff that I knew about, and I wanted to make Minecraft videos, and I've played Minecraft for well over 10,000 hours at this point, so one could call me an expert by some definitions. But no, I just really enjoyed that game, so I made videos about it. And Save the World has pretty much gotten to that point where I'm sitting here doing expeditions which used to confuse me, and they don't really do that anymore. I kind of know exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually going to save her because I don't really see myself using her today, but I'm gonna stream this game as I'm recording this today, so gonna keep her on hand. Might need her, won't need her hard. I don't use ninjas. Okay, and so that's all my expeditions. But the first video that I want to make in the series of will hopefully become lots of videos on this game is what are we doing today? Survivor squads. So I guess the first video I wanted to mention was my my ultimate guide video, and I was gonna edit this in, but I realized if monitor capture is still working, I can show this. I get comments on this pretty much every day, and believe it or not, it's one of the things that's motivated me to start making videos because these guys, oof. I did a whole video detailing actually there is a Survivor Squads guide in here, but I'm redoing it. One, to have it in its own video, and two, because you can see my power level has gone up about 26 times, is that right? Yeah, 26 times since then, and I have better survivors and more to talk about. But yeah, there have been a lot of lower levels confused with this video. That's a topic for another day, and this intro is already too long, so I probably would have put a timestamp leading to this point here. Alright, so let's get into how to raise your power level and your survivor squad. So survivor squads are kind of a spoiler because it is by far the most impactful thing that your player level will ever experience. But there are a few things that sort of go into this. First off, player level and power level are two separate things. I currently, as of fairly recently, stream this game pretty much every day. 310 is the max account level that you can get. It says max level right there. So now I'll just be getting periodic random rewards for leveling up. I'm itching my eye right now. I'm going to click this with my left hand. So I'll just get all of these different, 40,000 survivor XP, not too bad. A little bit of perk up, some lightning in a bottle. Lightning in a bottle and pure drops of rain. If this is something that you've been ignoring for a very, very long time, ignore no further, because survivors take a lot of evolution materials because you will be evolving a lot. There's a reason that I'm a power level 102, and I've got 50 Eye of the Storm. And this looks like a lot of rain, but trust me, you get some 5-star evolutions coming in hot, and it will not be a lot of rain. And then let's see. So player level, if you go up through these ranks, it'll upgrade your fortitude and all that. It'll upgrade your, fortitude, offense, all these different things kind of separately in their own little tier. That's what these numbers are right here. This is my base offense damage mixed into some factor that the game has, and then it spits it out combined with whatever gun I'm using, and it just sort of dictates how much damage I'm doing. I don't know exactly how that works. That's not what this video is about, but if I shoot a gravedigger, it'll do 7,000 whatever damage, because that's that's what the game has decided for me. I don't know. And that's pretty cool. That's whatever. But that is definitely something you guys need to keep up with. Research is huge. Log in every day. I don't care if you're on vacation. I don't care if a friend needs to do it. That might get you banned. Don't let anybody know about that. I don't know if you need to log in with Fortnite Mobile somehow because this game's not on mobile. I'm thinking about Battle Royale. But do your research. Collect this. Don't let it get full and just put it into these slots right here because they are huge. My offense is maxed because of it. My gas traps and overall tech does a lot more damage because of this. You gotta max out all of these because this will affect your overall power level. And I just noticed my power levels keeps going down. I don't know if the game's readjusting or something, or if I keep slotting legendary survivors, they're leveling them up. And I'm kind of scared of what I'm gonna do here next, you guys. But we're gonna show you exactly how to raise your power level. So obviously, like I said, leveling up and your research is kind of the biggest impact on that. Outside of survivor squads, which anytime anybody ever asks on stream, my friends and I always say the same thing: level up your survivors. Now, in the name of science and education, I am going to go through here one by one, and I'm going to clear all of my survivor squads and then fill them back in, showing you guys exactly why I do what I do. And before I do anything, this is a simplified version, meaning that, like, I've gotten to the player level to the point where, like, all of these guys, I just recycle them. Anything purple or less that isn't slotted, I just get rid of them, because legendary survivors are what you want. Mythics are rare if you have them, but extremely good because they are better than legendary. Trying to compare here. Oh, he must be... that's interesting. Oh, yeah, he's not leveled up. So you can see a 5-star not even leveled up is almost the same level as a maxed out 5-star legendary. If that doesn't mean anything to you, it's basically like it's a lot. It's going to end as a much higher power level. Or apparently by 5 there. My point is, you want legendary, and you know we'll get into all those details later. But I'm going to clear all of these, and I want you to watch my power level. Watch as this goes down. If I just clear my first squad, that's already 7 power levels gone. Fireteam Alpha, here, watch my overall damage. 2539, or it'll be right over here. Boom. That's basically 300 points. Or, no, that was 1,000 points just gone out of my Fireteam Alpha. If I clear this, we were talking about this on stream. If I just, like, cleared all my survivors and tried to queue into a twine mission, how I would fare. Alright, we've almost taken off half of my power level by just removing my survivors. There you go. All of my max player level, plus all of my different upgrades in the research tree, all that has only gotten me to a power 44. Without any survivors, I'm a power 44. That was 58 levels just taken off my account. That's, oof, that is brutal. So let's just hop right back into it. I'm going to start with this one because that looked fairly easy. The first thing that you always want to look for in a squad. Now, I understand that some lower level players might be watching this. You guys might not be... you might have not played enough to have as many survivor options as I have. I totally understand that. But this is going to be the ultimate guide so that when you get to that point, you might be able to reference this video later in the future. It'd be pretty cool if you're a low level watching this now, and then maybe you learn through the game, you play through it a bit, and then you come back when you're into like Candy or Twine and like revisit this video to see kind of, you know, where you're at. Personally, I always go straight for Fireteam Alpha. Because I, as you saw with my research, like offense a lot. And a lot of what I'm saying is what I said in my other video, but I max this out pretty much right away. Because I like my guns. I like them a lot. I like shooting. I like hitting headshots. I'm kind of a competitive player first, and then I play Save the World for fun. So I always go straight for Fireteam Alpha, and Training Team are both, no. Close Assault Squad, they both go into your offense. If I'm not mistaken, there are 2 parties, or 2 squads for each thing. So Fortitude's got this one, and this one. Tech's got this one. Resistance is here, and there. So there's 2 for each. I always go right into Fireteam Alpha, and obviously, you know, I would pick her. So I pick her because you always want to pick your matching leader type. So if you've got, you know, a marksman leader match, that will effectively double, if I'm not mistaken, it's almost exactly double their power level, just because it's a matching leader bonus. And you can see her alone, just putting in a proper lead, 3 power levels just right on top. Now, I don't think all power levels are going to be made equally here, you guys, because as I get to a higher level, it'll, you know, law of diminishing returns. And then you want to look for, well, leader type first. As for squad members, there are 2 things that you want to think about. First off, a matching personality bonus is big. So this guy's got a matching cooperative bonus. However, you'll see that a non-matching mythic is actually a higher power level. You can see that it's actually better to have a mythic lead or a mythic survivor with a non-matching personality type. And that's true for everything. So if I have like a 3-star purple non-matching, or if I have I don't have many good options here. Here we go. If I have a matching purple personality type and I pick a non-matching but gold personality type, it's actually higher. It's 4 points higher right there. And my point in this is saying that you want to look for matching personality type first, but after about the 2nd evolution, you guys can see that these are level 20. You're actually going to want to prioritize rarity over personality type always. So my Fire Team Alpha, I would go with both my mythic leads, but this guy has a matching personality type with another one of my leads, so, you know, squads can get a little complicated. I encourage you to learn from what you can from this video and pay attention when you set your own squads up. But I always start with this lady right here. She's a very, very high mythic, you know, survivor here. I don't have this personality adventurous on any other leads, so I stick her right in here. And I'm going to go back to EMT because all of these are matching golds, and it's kind of a shining example of what you want. So, mythic leaders are the maximum you can get. They are... Wow, do I really have 5 mythic leads? Wow, I am saying this now because I did not know that. Is that 5 out of 8? Yeah, I think there are 8 overall parties. To get max level in this game, you need all of your leaders to be mythic, is why I'm kind of excited by that. So, actually, that's a perfect example of what I was just saying. You see that these guys are 135, and this is a 270. So it is times 2 on the power level by just having a matching leader type. If I go with her, it's gonna be it's gonna be a significantly less fortitude. Whereas if I just went with a matching lead, it's almost, you know, a couple 200 points more, 130 more, whatever. So you want to have a matching mythic. If you have a mythic lead for, you know, one of your parties, you're good. That's endgame. You'll never have to swap them out. The only reason you'd ever have to swap them is if you have another mythic lead with a personality that matches more of your other survivors. But other than that, yeah, you want to go right for that. And then the third thing. So first you want to look for rarity. Then you want to look for personality type. Next, this only happens when you guys have a lot of options. You want to look at set bonus. So all these little bonuses, if I can get another one with health, you can see that these 2 have a matching personality type to this guy. They're legendary, which is good. I believe there are a finite amount of mythic survivors in the game. So there aren't, you know, that many mythic survivors. So you just want legendaries. Legendary matching personality types and mythic leads will get you to max level in this game. But because I have these 2 with a matching health bonus, I now get plus 5% health bonus just because these 2 are matching, and that's pretty cool. That's something you want to look for later on. It's not something you should base your entire squads around, but like if it's gonna give up power level, don't do that. But if you know, like right here where these guys are perfect matches anyway, then great, you get that health bonus. So I'm just going to continue filling in these guys right here. This is just my default squad because all of these are matching types. And then if I put this guy in here, it will affect my trap bonus if I get one more of these. And if I'm not mistaken, you know, yeah, I don't have any other matching traps. So there is like this guy, for example. If I take, for example, so these guys are upping my trap durability. But this lady, you know, what? Okay. It just cleared my... Esports ready, everybody. I don't know what that was. But if I go with this guy and this guy, they will up my trap durability overall. And then if I go... This game is going crazy, you guys. What is happening right now? Are we alright? Is everything... Are we good? Okay. Whew. Save the World's a little buggy today, guys. I don't know what's going on. Oh, and it just put them back. Alright, that's cool. I'm going to go down here into... to select this guy. So this is a squad that I was kind of expecting. You'll note that this isn't the survivor I had in here initially, but... I tweak my squads, you know, 1 or 2 survivors at a time. Whenever I get a new legendary survivor, I try to slot them in wherever I can, and then I just sort of make little tweaks as I go. But I like stuff like this. Every single survivor in this squad has a matching set bonus with some of the other survivors. So you can see I've got 7 out of 7 personality match. I've got plus 5% health bonus. My traps now have an 8% trap durability bonus, which is kind of cool. Like... If they've got 24, I think that would equate to like it being 26 hits. Now, it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, this isn't, you know, plus 5% trap damage is actually massive. To those of you who don't know, and this is a more ambitious idea, but I want to do a rough guide to trap tunnels. In that, like, it would be really, really hard to cover every single trap tunnel ever. People are coming up with new ideas every single time somebody plays this game. But at least give people, like, a kind of idea as to how you want to funnel zombies and husks and how you want to handle them and then what traps you use. Because I use gas traps a lot. Anybody who plays with me knows that I really, really like my gas traps. And... 5% damage on a weapon like this can almost add like a couple thousand damage per hit when we're playing high levels. Like if I'm getting boosted with my friends, these things are ticking for like 16,000 damage. So plus 5%, that's like another 3,000 damage, if I'm not mistaken. No, 3,000 would be like 20%. It's only like 3 or 400 damage, but it does go a long way when it's, you know, a lot higher. So like if it's 20,000 damage, 5% will add like what, another 1,000 damage. So that is kind of a big deal. It'll help a lot, especially gas traps, which are hitting over and over and over and over in an area effect of zombies. It helps. But where this really, really gets better is if you've got lots more survivors later on that are all giving that plus 5 trap damage. Cthulhu is a friend of mine who has the secondary set bonus with range damage on like 4 of his different squads. So just from his survivor squads, he's getting a 20% ranged damage bonus. So if my Gravedigger is hitting for 8,000, his would be hitting for 10,000 just because he has that bonus. Or whatever. If he's hitting for 10,000, if I'm hitting for 10,000, he'd be hitting for, oh, math is hard in the morning, whatever, 12,000. My point is it helps. So I'm going to go in and just put in all my legendary, or all my leads. So my Gadgeteers, this lady is one of my first mythic leads. She is, you know, fantastic for this position. I'm going to slot in all of her different people here. The ability damage is something I'm looking for, but I'm not really that concerned about ability damage. I'm mostly just trying to look for, you know, matching personality types. You see she has this ranged bonus. Like I said, and I've been repeating, don't prioritize this unless it's, you know, a clear fit like this guy. Don't worry about power level either. This guy, I can certainly level him up later. I was going to mention that also with this guy. Yes, he's a lower power level than all these other guys, but because I'm going to end up slotting all of my survivors here at some point, it's not going to make that much difference, and, you know, 4x survivor missions are a thing. I'll be able to level him up in time anyway. Endgame, everybody's going to be a 50 out of 50. It's just going to take a lot of evolution materials to get there. It's going to take some time. But let's actually see if I have any more to slot here. I guess I do, but I'm going to hold off on a second. If I'm not mistaken, I had him in here. No, that was the range damage. Whoops. I'll just throw her in there and then whatever. What does she have? Trap damage? Okay, so we're going to actually do a thing, you guys. We're going to slot these in slowly, trying to get matching set bonuses, just because I feel like that'll help me a little bit more. Corpse of Engineering, we got to throw in the mythic lead, of course. Training team, I believe, nope. I had like one lead that wasn't that good. Yeah. Close assault squad. You guys know how I love my offense. I cannot get a legendary lead that is good for this slot. It's just, Oh, it's a good example though. You guys can see this maxed out mythic lead is lower level than this epic lead. Just because that double bonus is so huge, it really does go a long, long way. Alright, we got to get this lady in here. She actually had a fairly good squad, if I'm not mistaken. Although they were all kind of lower levels. I'm going to try to slot in a couple of those. They got the ability damage. There we go. Nice little ability damage bonus on that. And maybe he can match the one right here. I don't think so. I'm going to put in, let's see, him and him should up my shield bonus. And then I don't think he has another trap bonus around here, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I can just go ahead and take him off. And then we can fill these 2 slots with something later on. Because I wanted to address this earlier. Having that matching personality type is really not that big of a deal. You can see, look at this. So this is a 3-star and a 3-star. By having a matching personality, it ups it by 10, which is good. 10 power level. But I've been having like some level 40s. I can't remember the specific circumstance, but they were basically going from like a 96 to a 100 just from the personality bonus. So it was only +4, which it's really not that big of a deal. It really isn't. So, you know, yeah. And here's a good example of what I mentioned earlier. So I've been holding on to this mythic lead for a while now because I've already got a mythic lead for this slot. It's not, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I probably won't ever need Alfred here, but if I ever end up having a lot of survivors for some reason who have his personality type instead of Dreamer here, then maybe there'll be a better option. But here's just a match made in heaven. You got a mythic lead and a matching personality type mythic survivor. This, once he's upgraded to level 50 out of 50, will be about as high a level as he can get. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't have too many matching personality types. Shield regen bonus. Oh, he's already matching that guy. Then perfect. I can keep her in here. Maybe I've got another matching personality type for shield. I do have this one, but if I'm not mistaken, she is matching my Fire Team Alpha. See, you really gotta like pay attention to this stuff. Yeah, and she is. I care more about Fire Team Alpha, as you guys know. Although your boy does like shield regen. See, this is kind of a decision I'd have to make. Do I want another 5% shield regeneration bonus, or do I want overall more damage? I think I want overall more damage. This is something that you really only want to pay attention to if it's not going to go out of your way. So, I'm going to start slotting here. I'm going to stop thinking too hard about it. I don't have too many matching personality types for this over here. So I can just get him in there for the health bonus. And look at that. We can even snag the shield regen bonus regardless. And then we can go to... Here, let me just get Fire Team Alpha loaded up with some of my best as far as I can get. Her and her, they're both going to give me health bonus. So, that's good. And I also wanted trap durability bonus, but I don't think that's going to be... Never mind. What do I care less about? Do I care more about health? Do I want shield? So you always want to find what I showed in the first case. You want to have 2 2 out of 2s, and then 1 3 out of 3, or else they're just not going to match up more. It's like, do I care about health and shields, or do I want trap durability? Trap durability is not that big of a deal, you guys. I'm telling you honestly. Those gas traps I showed earlier, I took off all the durability bonus just because they're not necessary. Default, these guys are just fine. There's no need for the durability bonus. 36 is perfectly fine. It's a nice to have, but not something you want to prioritize. And I'm realizing at this point that this tutorial has gotten a lot longer than I wanted it to be. But I feel like it's okay because I just want to like just shower you guys in information. I want everybody watching this to come out of this with as much of an understanding about survivor squads and how to raise their power level as I can possibly provide. Because it really does help a lot to know kind of how to set everything up. Let me just get all these matching personality types. Yeah, I think this squad right here used a lot of, if I'm not mistaken, one of these squads, I think it was a Corps of Engineering, had a whole lot of purples, because these guys all had like very, very nice corresponding set bonuses, and I just kind of kept them all in here because of that. And honestly, for the life of me, I can't 100% remember which one it was. Alright, I'm going to actually go back through my footage and see which one that was, just so I can kind of get them back into place. Alright, it really wasn't that big of a deal. My corpse of engineering was pretty much exactly what I thought it was. I just slotted in the couple of survivors, the couple of legendaries, and honestly, she isn't even the same chick I had earlier. Yeah, I knew that there'd be some flip-flopping around. I might actually just go for ranged damage, honestly. If it's not going to make a difference, here. We're going to take her. Like I said, rarity is more important. So this is actually going to be a higher one, even though it's, you know. But I will get that 5% range damage, which, you know, I really do appreciate it. And then I'm actually going to mute my other video here. So I wanted this to be an informal video, obviously. I wanted informational video, but I don't want to completely bork my survivor squads. I want to get them at least relatively to where they were at before. And then some of these guys, you kind of just have to bite the bullet in that. I don't like using epic survivors, but I don't really have the luxury of, you know, using as many as I'd like. So I'm going to, this is training team, it doesn't really matter. We can get her and him for the shield regen bonus. Lots of shield regen coming out of training team, which is kind of fitting if you think about it. I think I can do traps, and more traps. So there we go. This guy is now boosting my shields and my trap bonus. And then I think my overall offense is going to be lower than I started. 1908. That seems low because this isn't an offense squad because I'm paying attention. We can up him. And then at this point, you guys, once you've run out of this many, once you had this few options, it doesn't really matter. You just kind of have to just put in whatever fits and then just, you know, load up the squad however it works. Although, as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that this is no good, and this is no good, and this is no good. Because they are all matching to this lady over here. And if I'm not mistaken, there should be... No matches. We just have trap durability and whatever. A little bit of melee damage bonus because I care so much about melee. I hate melee, you guys. Those who play with me know this, but I personally am just completely uninterested in melee bonus. It just, I don't use melee weapons. It's not something I'm interested in. Alright, health is already matching. This guy's a matching personality type, so I'm going to get him in there. And then this guy, this lady. And then the think tank. This is basically the dump, you guys. This is the very last end of the line. I do care about my traps. I do care about, you know, all that mattering. But I'm just going to offload all my epics. Now, this is actually quite interesting. If I can actually scroll through my other video here. Here. So, if I can just pull this on screen, you can sort of compare. Actually, here, let me get to a screen where I can actually compare. So, after all of this, I have pretty much leveled out everything. So, I just shaved about 150 or so, 160 or so off of my offense and kind of just spread it out. It seems like my fortitude went up and my resistance went up, and that got taken out of my offense because in order to give you guys kind of the most level playing field that I can, I've basically just ended up leveling out all of my survivors. So whereas before I was spec'd fairly heavily into offense, now all of mine are fairly evened out. My tech is also a little bit lower. My resistance is about 100, it's about 98 higher. my offense got, 160 off, and then my fortitude went up about 70 or so. So, like, it's a nice even wash, I think. And I will continue to improve this over time. I will continue to pay as much attention to this as I can and try to get as many, matching squads in here as possible. You can see I focused a lot more on set bonus, which I think might have lowered my overall power level, as you can see. My power level is now 101, whereas it was a 102, and that would easily be affected if I forgot any survivors around here, which I did not. And the reason for that is what I said earlier. I put in a lower power level guy into a matching squad over here. I put this guy, which is a matching personality type, to this leader over here, but not in a matching personality location. This guy, while he is, he is an epic, isn't actually matching my think tank over here. So there are a lot of these little tweaks that are technically lowering my overall power level. That's why I would say set bonuses are nice. They are great, but you might want to focus more on your actual personality types, matching. And then set bonuses are so common that you might end up just getting them on accident. So yeah, I might end up tweaking this a little more off camera, because I feel like I've shared everything I know about survivor squads to the point where, like, you guys will be able to go out and make your own educated decisions and hopefully raise your power level instead of lowering it like I have here. But I've explained fairly thoroughly why that is that mine went down. And I was going to say that, like, after I'm recording with this, I might end up tweaking some of these back, because, like, yeah, over here, I mean, shield and ability damage is great and all, but I might end up putting this dude, like, if he's a level 80 here, let me just take him away. If he's a level 80, and I come over here, and I take this lady who isn't even matching, and I just, no, wrong squad. Wrong squad. If I take, let's see, this guy, who's just not helping anything, and put him over here, 80 just went to 86. And then if I come over here and just throw this guy in over here, I don't think it made that much of a difference, but technically my power level did go up. And I'm not too concerned about this because it is sort of a wash. If I just log in today and throughout my stream I do some survivor missions, survivor XP missions, and level up all my survivors, that's, that's going to level me up a lot. And I feel like that's not too complicated, but I'll explain it anyway. Obviously, slotting them appropriately is great and all, but where you're really going to see massive, gains, if you will, is leveling up your survivors. So once you've slotted everything in and you're happy with their locations and you've done all that, go through and evolve your survivors. You want to level them up. You want to sink as much survivor XP into your squads as you possibly can, and just try to get them, higher level. Like, boom. That's going to help me just a little bit because he's one higher level. Obviously, like I said, end game, everybody is 50 out of 50. I would highly encourage you to just leave the epics alone. 20s, 30s is about as high as they should go. No, I was going to say if you really want, no. If you have survivor XP, put it into your legendaries first. Don't touch your epics unless you are completely 50 out of 50 on every legendary and lead that you have. Every legendary and mythic that you have. Don't touch the epics unless they are, your last resort, because by the time that you're 50 out of 50 on everything else, you surely would have unlocked legendaries for everything else. And when you replace an epic, just get rid of them. So when you slot in a legendary and then replace an epic, just, retire them. Just get your survivor XP back, get your training manuals, get your whatever drops of rain you can get out of that, and then put them back. And I mentioned how my power level's been kind of going down. Recently, I've unlocked, I think, 2 or 3 legendaries. You can see this guy, this lady. All of these are low levels, but this guy and this lady, namely, I replaced epics with, and they are still very low level, just because I haven't exactly, quote-unquote, trained them in. I haven't put in a lot of experience. But at this point, I'm just sort of shoehorning in information. So there you go. This is my, as best as I can do right now, complete guide to survivor squads. If you focus on personality types and don't care about, set bonuses, you will overall raise your power level. It'll be about as refined as you can get. You can see, like, I'm only making little tweaks here and there. I'm putting a survivor here, a survivor there. It's not going to affect my power level that much. Like, even though it went down, it really didn't go down that much. It wasn't that big of a deal. And I didn't make any changes here that I couldn't immediately reverse and then bring my power level a little higher. So I'm not too worried about it, but hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully, you know, if you made it this far and you have any questions, check out if I'm streaming. I stream this game a lot. Leave a comment on the video or just go to my channel. If I'm live right now, come in and ask me some questions. I'm happy to help you there. I'll be able to give you a lot more specified information if you talk to me on stream. The comment section can be a little shoddy because we'd be working over text, and, you know, I want everybody to be able to help themselves with this kind of information. So yeah, share this video, let everybody know. If this helped you, hopefully it'll help somebody else out. Link them this, help them set up their survivor levels. If you have a friend who's been struggling leveling up through the game, if you're early Plankerton or you're early Stonewood even, and you're only like a power level 15 trying to fight power level, you know, 20 zombies, rearrange your squads. You might hit level 20, you know? You might not have a problem with that. But that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully this is received well, and I end up making more Save the World videos.